Welcome back to Ten Tenths Podcast. My name is Michael Beck, and we've got Adam and Handsome Rob with us today, and we are laughing at a story that Adam started to tell us, and then we stopped.
It was an adventure I experienced on my way here today, actually. I was driving down the interstate, and I'm coming up on a Buick Regal from, the GNX era, but not a GNX.
Square body.
The square body, the ones I hate. I think they're ugly. I don't care what Michael says. But it was way up high. I don't know.
Hydraulics up high, you mean?
No. Like
30-inch rims high.
I think they were.
I've seen a couple of those around.
I think they really were 30s. And he had to have been up 10 inches higher than stock, if not more than that.
Like 2.5, 3 feet.
He was clear up there, and they were large, high into the 20s, if not 30-inch rims. But he's driving down the road, and he's doing 60, while the rest of us are doing 75. And he's got both hands just tight around that steering wheel. He looked like he was terrified.
Well, I'm sure even when it's balanced, those rims have to just shake and...
Well, and then a car that's lifted that high, that can't be good.
So they were donks then? They were just gigantic wheels.
Yeah, he had 30-inch rims on them.
Smear for tires on them.
Yeah. Yeah, they took a rubber band out of the secretary's desk, and they just stretched that around the
all
rim.
The way around.
And they told him to,
hit the highway.
Yeah, maybe 2 or 3 rubber bands. I don't know, but yeah.
I can't imagine. Anytime I see one of those setups, I can't imagine that somebody said, "I should buy the most expensive tire I can find because that would be the safe and responsible thing to do."
I've never.
That's definitely never been said.
I'm just saying, they're probably really sketchy tires.
I've never shopped for a 30-inch tire.
Yeah,
but I would imagine there's probably just the one.
And I would imagine that it's Sketch City, because actually, I wouldn't be surprised if it wasn't even rated, because those are probably only meant for shows.
Yeah, I would all but guarantee that.
Yeah, what's the slowest rating you can give one?
Can you get a 99 mile an hour tire rating?
Yeah, can you get lower than that? Because I know W is 180 or something like that.
I don't know, but
maybe it's an A.
I think that the tire is not the limiting factor in how fast you can safely go in that car. I think the suspension is the problem.
If you go any faster, the car is going to hit a bump, and then it's going to come down on the wheel. Is that what you're saying? Or come down on the tire?
I don't know, dude. He looked like he was about ready to shit himself. He just looked terrified.
It's not a good car. And I bet that's his only car.
Well, yeah, because he doesn't have enough money to own 2 vehicles.
No. What do 30-inch wheels cost?
Too much.
But what blows my mind is the tire price.
Probably as much as the rim.
Because I don't know about 30s, but I know 24s, those tires are not cheap. And there's nothing there.
Well, and they can't sell a lot of them, so I'm sure it's not like it's marked down.
That's the thing. It's supply and demand.
Right.
Because there's not a lot of material there. My 15-inch tires got more material than that with the sidewall.
Right.
But think about when you move from 17 to 18-inch tires.
Yeah.
The cost difference is ridiculous.
It's staggering.
Yeah, it's like $30 a tire. So, I mean, my God, what's a 30-inch tire cost?
Let's Google it.
Who mounts it?
See if you can find a 30-inch
Who
tire.
mounts a 30-inch tire?
Yeah, you think it's bad when those guys take those stretch tires in. Why the hell would you want to mount a 30-inch tire for your shop?
There's no way they mount those with a machine. I'll bet they do it with the ether method.
Yeah, they almost have to.
Because you can't get that on a rim.
No.
Or you can't get a 30-inch rim on a standard tire machine.
No.
And in Des Moines, Iowa, there's not enough people doing it to justify buying a tire machine that can do 30-inch rims.
So does that mean there's potentially the option that you have to go to Kansas City or Chicago to get that tire mounted?
Fill that shit up with ether and light it with a match.
I can't even find it. The biggest I can find is 26.
What's a 26 cost?
26.
Hold on. There's a special on it.
Ooh, it's on sale.
Man.
26-inch rim blowout special. They're hot.
Rim or tire?
Shit, all I got is rims.
What's a 26-inch rim, though?
$413.
A piece?
Yeah.
And I'll bet you they're shitty as fuck.
Oh, yeah.
You bounce off a curb once because you're not paying attention, and that rim is toast.
You can get 4 of them for $2,165.
Oh, man, that's painful.
Tuner wheels. That's not what I want.
No, not tuner wheels.
Robbie, stop looking at Riser parts. We're
doing a
on
podcast
the donks here.
You're supposed to be looking up important things.
Yeah, 30-inch rims.
Fun fact: while he looks that up for donk, the word donk is not recognized by Words with Friends.
That's bullshit.
That is bullshit.
Yeah, I still have that screenshot on my phone because I was that upset about it. That should be a word.
Were you playing against your girlfriend?
No, I was playing against my mom.
Oh. Even better.
It might have been my grandma. I don't remember. I used to play against my mom and my grandma, and then like they got really, really good, and I didn't, so I just quit playing.
Quit playing.
My mom, like, if she can't score 100 points,
It's a bad game.
She won't play. No, per turn.
Per turn?
She's scored like, I don't know what her number is, but I mean her average score was like 150 points higher than my highest.
Jeez.
Don't play Words with Friends with her.
I can't find them.
You can't find any other wheels or tires?
I can't find anything above a 26.
That's because they don't actually. They're actually rubber bands they stole from their secretary.
Let's just search R30.
Maybe we need to do some. Maybe we need to do some investigative journalism. That's what Robbie should have done when he went to Chicago.
I should have.
If he would have known.
Yeah, because I bet someone in Chicago mounts 30-inch tires.
I bet somebody
Well,
does.
when the neighborhoods I was in, they did.
Let's call Earl's.
That was racist.
Let's call
Robbie.
Earl's.
No,
Straight
I was
racist.
in South Chicago. I
That's
saw those
right.
rims and tires.
Let's call Earl's. Put him on speakerphone.
Earl's
right
might.
here,
Earl's might.
and ask him on the podcast how much a 30-inch rim will be, or a 30-inch tire will be, and whether or not they can mount it.
I see a lot of tractor tires. Those are expensive.
Well, anyway, while Robbie's looking that up, let's go through our social media. You can find us on Facebook and Instagram as 10 Tenths Podcast, and you can find us at the number 10 Tenths Podcast on Twitter. You can find us on Car Throttle. We've got a website, 10tenthspodcast.com, and we have a Kinja now.
What's a Kinja?
That's a great question. I have no idea, but it's a blog thing. That's the extent of what I know.
It's kind of like, what's a jalopnik?
Yeah.
It's not a thing.
Yeah.
Every other like sub thing they have as real, like lane splitter and truck, but then there's jalopnik.
Yeah.
Okay, I can't find the ultra low pros, like the little rubber bands, but one with like a okay safe tire or sidewall is...
What is it? Like a
Drum
235?
It is a 315/30 R30.
Nice.
4 Pirellis.
Oh, this is going to hurt.
$4,142.
Oh,
But there's free standard shipping.
well.
Of course. What is the name of said website that
This is on eBay.
Oh, it's on eBay.
buywheelstoday.com
buy wheels today?
For Gur.
for tires.
Now, granted, those are does that say that those are street legal?
I believe so.
Okay.
Let's say, is there a rating?
That's my next question is
Speed index of V. That's
what
pretty
is,
high. That's
what's
pretty,
is V 150 or
I
something?
think so. Because W is 180. I think.
that's-
Like
Or is
I
that Y?
said, it doesn't matter how
V.
high the speed rating is on that tire. It will never exceed it.
Well, my point is,
Yeah, V is 150.
I don't think anybody's buying Pirelli 30-inch tires.
No, these are the good ones. I can't like the cheap ones are probably half that. But
Yeah,
they're
they're-
super
It's still
unsafe.
$2,000 for tires.
Yeah, just the tires
And then you got $4,000 rims on a $2,000 car.
and the suspension.
What suspension?
You got to get it jacked up so you can get the wheels underneath it.
Yeah, but see, I think they just maybe that's why he was so terrified, is because I don't think they actually have suspension
Oh, sure. Yeah.
as you and I look at it.
Right.
It's solid. Just is what it is.
What?
Well, I don't know, but if I had to lift a car up and I'm on a super budget, I'm just going to lift it. Right?
I guess. I think the whole thing's just a huge mistake. Why wouldn't you get a Tahoe or anything
like a pickup?
You got 10 grand in it. You could have a lot of nice things for 10 grand.
Yeah, like a race car.
Yeah.
I don't have 10 grand in my race car. I'm just saying.
We
All
went
right.
on a weird tangent.
Yeah, it's okay. What else we got this week? We got a shout out, right?
Yeah. I'm going to shout out Dustin Binkin. He's a high school friend of mine. He likes literally everything we post on Facebook. So I think he's been really striving for fan of the week. So
Yeah.
we're going to give it to him.
He's
fan
been
of the
very
week.
supportive.
I know
appreciate that.
he grew up racing go-karts, and he used to, if not still does, I'm not real sure if he still does, but do sprint car racing, dirt sprint cars, and his dad owns a vinyl graphic shop, and they were, I did a lot of stuff there in college, and that was where we built all of our stereo stuff, so.
Shout out to Dustin then.
Yeah.
Thanks for being fan of
Thanks
the
for
week.
the support, man.
What else we got? T-shirts. What's the story on the T-shirts, Robbie?
I've gotten a few people that have paid me already. People have expressed interest. I think in the next week or two, I'm going to start messaging them back. I'll start posting on Facebook again saying, hey, we're going to do this. We need 25 minimum. So right now, black with the fitted black one's like the only one that's really got any interest. I would like to do the white one as well. So if you want one or want two, let me know. I would like to order the black and the white one.
Yeah, I'm not wearing a fitted tee, so I need people out there to help me out.
In order to support Adam and his fear and loathing of T-shirts
I'm
that
not
have
bro.
tight sleeves.
I'm just not a
He
bro.
doesn't.
You could be.
You could be a bro
I
if you
won't
wanted
be,
to. If
though.
you would
I
just
won't
embrace the
do it.
lifestyle.
No, see, I'm a dad now, so I can't be that guy.
You can be bro dad.
You can't have the dad
No.
bod.
Yeah,
It's
don't
not-
be
it's
don't
not
be
allowed.
that guy.
It's not allowed.
I'm well on my way. It's my goal in life, for sure.
Well, at a minimum, you could have shirts with slightly tighter sleeves.
No, I don't want it.
They don't have to be like skin tight.
No, it's
You don't have to buy a schmedium.
But even the larges, like, you know, because
they-
I'll admit a large is a little long on me. I'll admit that. But
Not if it's the
medium-
fitted one.
But even a fitted large, the sleeve is too much. I can't take
Get
it.
an extra large.
I hate it. That would look really weird too, though.
We can only find out. Like, let's buy one and we'll find out.
Nah, I'm not
together.
doing
This is an experiment. This is consumer advice that we're giving to people.
Bad advice. Just don't do it. Buy real T-shirts that men wear. Buy
Real T-shirts
pants
that
Oh
men
my
wear.
god!
buy pants that don't strangle your balls, and buy T-shirts that let you your pits breathe a little.
Fashion Sense brought to you by Adam Nielsen. All right, should we move into the topics for the week?
Yeah, let's do it.
So, Robbie, 2 weeks ago now,
Yeah.
you went out to Chicago.
Yep.
And we didn't talk about it last week because Josh was here. But there's a museum out in Chicago. It's called Volo. Is that correct?
Yep. VoloCars.com is what they call it. It's the Volo Auto Museum. It's
What is Volo? How'd they come?
Volo is not a town. It is a village. It
Okay.
has
There's a difference.
Oh, so it's a place then.
yeah.
Oh, I thought it was.
It's like an
acronym or something.
hour northwest of Chicago. There's like I don't know a couple hundred people there maybe. It's as I was leaving Chicago to get there, I'm like, all right, we'll be on the edge of Chicago in the suburbs. No, we are out of Chicago in no man's land. Like it looked like I was in a different state.
But like you were saying, they have more family attractions and stuff there. It's not just an automotive museum.
No, it's it's basically kind of a tourist trap thing. It has kind of list off the website. 4 antique malls, collector cars that are for sale, family attractions, so like Disney characters, like all this movie props, movie cars, like a military museum. Let's see, it kind of lists off a handful of things.
Did you?
I would
Adam,
take my son and my wife there for sure.
Did you guys, when you were a kid, did you ever go to those tourist trap things? If you were on a
Always.
family road trip, did you get stuck going to those tourist trap things?
Not my family.
Okay.
Because my dad is not that kind of guy.
Constantly.
Yeah. My dad's hell-bent on, we are going to a place, and that's where we are going now. We're not doing any of this screwing around and going to tourist traps bullshit. We're going to get to the place that we're going to, and we have an ETA that we have to beat. So,
When my family trips somewhere, if we're going from A to B and we need to stop twice for gas going from A to B, then we will stop twice the whole way, and that's it. There's no side detours. There's no, oh, we just stopped for gas, but 30 minutes later we're hungry, we're going to stop. No, you got to pee, deal with it. You should have gone piss at the gas station. None of that bullshit.
so to me, these tourist trap things don't make any sense to me because I don't know of anybody that stops at them, but apparently Robbie's family
My family, well, I wouldn't say like the touristy trap things, but like we'd do the tourist stuff. Like when we'd go to Colorado, we'd always stop at like the Fort Cody trading post, which is all like, like trinkets.
So you were
and
already
gifts.
there and you stopped at these places.
Yeah,
You were like
well,
driving
yeah.
down the road. You're like, oh, look, it's Wall Drug. Let's stop.
I've been to Wall Drug.
I think I may have been to Walter.
But we went to like
That's a
Branson
pilgrimage,
and
though. That's a little different.
Yeah, it's true.
yeah, so like we went to Branson and did like a lot of things down there. Like we go to the Dells usually every October, and then we do like the things around there. So I mean,
But that's a little different because you weren't like driving down the interstate and you drove by Volo and you're like, oh my gosh.
yeah, I guess we never really did that. We would go to a place and then we'd check out a few of the things that were there. It was
Yeah, that we did too.
Yeah.
okay. In that case, maybe I was.
Yeah, I was thinking like, you're driving down the road and all of a sudden you see some sort of like weird alligator museum and your family decides that they need to stop at that. Like that shit.
You've
to
done
me
that,
is
haven't
really-
you?
I have been
Robbie?
to so many alligator
Damn
museums.
it.
Like we would go to the reptile gardens. We go to Alligator Alley up in the Dells, and we'd feed alligators rats every year. Like I've been to the gator farms down in Florida. Like we do that. It's fun. I don't care.
So anyway, I don't know that Volo's. I mean, it is kind of a tourist trap, but it's also not, because
If I was making a couple of days in Chicago, I think I'd go there because it sounds really cool, and I think
it's pretty awesome.
A car family would enjoy the place.
There's a lot of legitimate stuff to see there. It's not like, some random crap that they got from a local drag strip or something like that. It's
I think as a car guy, the one we went to in Lincoln is better.
Yep.
But if you're going as a family, this place sounds like it'd be a better place.
That's
to go.
exactly how I would describe it. Like Speedway or the Museum of American Speed with Speedway Motors is like a gearhead's wet dream. It's all motors. It's unique stuff that only a gearhead would really appreciate. Kids would obviously not appreciate it. This place has a lot of movie cars, like, kids stuff too. It has they had Britney Spears's, I think it was a Mercedes, the one that she crashed all over Los Angeles like 5 years ago.
Is it all beat to shit?
No, it was like repaired, but like they had this big poster about how this is the one that was in all the tabloids. So I mean, it's got some goofy things.
A little bit of something for everybody then in the family.
Yeah, so I mean, this is more of a for everybody. There's some cool stuff. I mean, there's some really unique stuff.
Like what?
Yeah, run through some of that stuff.
Well, I can kind of give you the run through of how it went. The first thing you walk into is like the Duesenberg room.
Hell yeah!
I had never
go in there and just walk right back out again. I love Duesenbergs.
I'd never actually seen these in person, so I was blown away.
They should still make cars like that.
Oh, absolutely!
With like the exhaust pipes coming out of the side hood things.
Yep.
Oh god, it's good.
No, I think they had like 7 Duesenbergs.
That's a
lot of Duesenbergs.
Yeah.
all in one little like VIP looking showroom with like mirrors and like trophies and whatnot all over the place.
So a few years ago, I was at my girlfriend's house. It was like a holiday or something, and her dad and her uncle were watching Barrett Jackson, and a Duesenberg came up on stage, and they're all like, "Get that imported junk off the stage!" And I was like,
"Hey, bro, hold on.
That car's more American than any of your muscle cars."
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yep. Yeah, so I was in that room for quite a while, just kind of taking it all in. That's kind of just again blown away at like the quality of work that was done in the 1930s. I think roughly the 1930s, and just so far above their time they were, how much more ahead of their time they were, and just only rich people. Like basically, it's like a Bugatti Veyron, and then like people hated them. Like at that time, it was like right before the Great Depression. So no one had any money. So if you had one of these, people were throwing rocks at you.
I've never actually seen one, but they're all like handmade and like they're wooden dashes and all sorts of crazy stuff, aren't they?
I think it's probably one of those situations where you could have literally whatever you wanted. So I think Duesenberg would make a chassis that they could, play around with, and then you could tell them, I want this, or I want this many doors, or I want this, and everything was, custom at that point. So
it's something you can't do anymore.
No, they were talking about that on one of the episodes of Top Gear too. When you have cars that are, body on frame or body on chassis, you can do whatever you want, because you can take the body off, you can lengthen the chassis, you can shorten it, you can change the shape of it, and then you can put the body on top of it. And you can have a convertible, you can have a four-door, you can have a limousine, you can do whatever you want. But now, you just get a car. So they design a car from scratch, and it's a unibody, so there's really no frame underneath it. The body is rigid. It's what provides the rigidity for the car, and you can't really do anything with that.
But even if it was still body on frame, now we have all these crash regulations and safety thises and that's and stuff like that, and you can't coach build a car like that anymore.
No. So that's kind of a lost art.
I saw an article once about how some guy couldn't believe that doesn't exist, because you can buy yachts however you want, and you can buy houses however you want, but like, the mega rich billionaires, these like people who don't even have a concept of money, and they own 6 different private islands and all this stuff, and the most expensive car they can buy only costs $2 million. That's just an outrage. Well, it's because you can't just build a car however you please.
I think the one thing that some of these smaller companies are starting to figure out, like that Disco Volante. Did you ever see that car?
I heard of it.
It's based on an 8C. So I think we are seeing a little bit of, in a very, very small way, is that these companies can put cars that have been built in a CAD file, and they can figure out what they can change on it in order to quote unquote, coach build it without tearing the whole thing, down to the chassis or down to the frame that doesn't exist.
Well, isn't that kind of like what Dodge is doing with the Viper? Because isn't there technically
the 1-to-1?
Yeah, isn't it like a million possibilities you could
It's
do?
something stupid.
Well, it's even more than that because I mean they're figuring out which parts of the car are structural. Like the A pillar, obviously that's a structural piece. Obviously the stuff in the front of the car that construct the bumper in the crash zone, all that stuff structural. So they're figuring out, okay, I can't change this, I can't change this, I can't change this, but I can cut the rear fenders off, I can cut the front fenders off, I can change the doors, I can do this, I can do this, I can do this, and basically come up with a car that looks 95% different, maybe even so different that you can't tell that it's what car it used to be.
That's what that Glickenhaus guy does with all those crazy Ferraris. He has Pininfarina build him. He's got an Enzo that doesn't look like an Enzo anymore. It looks like It looks like an old Ferrari race car because Pininfarina made a body for him and he put it on his Enzo.
So there is a little bit of that, but my understanding is like that Disco Volante, that thing costs like $1 million or something. So it's possible, but you got to get your checkbook out. Now, I don't know what a Duesenberg, and maybe with inflation, a Duesenberg was $1 million, but
something like that.
It wasn't.
It had to have been.
It was much more prolific though, because Mercedes was doing it. There were a ton of European manufacturers that were doing it.
Well, even Cadillac and some of the other ones local or in the U.S. were doing some level of coach building.
Right. So I'd still argue it's a lost art, but there is some of it at an extremely small scale because I think technology's allowed it now. It's kind of caught up with the building methods.
What was next?
Okay, so they had 5 different showrooms or buildings that had everything in it, and then the next room was all like classic cars. There was the chopper from Ghost Rider was in there, and then it was all just a bunch of muscle cars. So they had everything from like a '68 Camaro.
Yeah, you sent a picture of that LS swapped Camaro.
Yeah, there's an LS swap Camaro. There was like a Ferrari Daytona.
The interesting thing about these is were they all for sale or some of them were
that was
for
exactly
sale?
That's what I was going to get.
Okay.
I started walking around and realized every car in this room has a price tag on it, reasonably priced.
Yeah, that Camaro you sent us, I don't remember what that number was.
I think the LS swap Camaro was like $34,000, and it was immaculate.
But it was like a 69 or something like that. I mean,
Yeah.
That's the hot car to have right now.
Yeah.
I wouldn't pay that kind of money, but there's plenty of people out there who've paid much more for
There's
that.
a guy out there that doesn't know how to build one, that wants one, that had one when he was a kid or somebody had one. He'd write a check for $35,000.
Yeah, because you want the LS in it.
Because what are you going to do? You're going to buy a new one at $45,000?
Yeah, that's the other thing. It's still cheaper than buying a brand new Camaro.
Right.
So
Yeah, so yeah, they had a lot of those. A lot of them were like rebuilt cars. They had been completely restored, and even then, like $20,000 is pretty common. And to me, none of them were overpriced.
So body guy Robbie, were they pretty well done?
Yeah, they were. I mean, nothing was obvious. Like there was no obvious flaws. Like the interiors weren't beat to shit. Like they didn't stink like mothballs or anything like that. They
weren't ruffled all the way down the edge or
No, they're
a bunch
straight.
of orange peel or anything like that.
The orange peel that you want. I mean, it wasn't
Just from shooting 2-stage paint, and nobody ever freaking
Right.
sands that stuff anymore.
Right.
They just shoot that clear coat on there and move on.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, some were better than others. Like some had show car glass finish paint jobs and like redone leather seats that were different than what the factory had. But I mean, they were all like show worthy. Like, I mean, not like show winning worthy, but like something you would see
Cars you could take to good guys and people would stop and look at it.
That's
at
the perfect
least.
way to describe it. So that was it was kind of cool to walk around and just realize these are all for sale. And like it was technically a show, like a car salesman room. There was 3 guys that were ready to sell you a car at any given moment.
Makes sense. Got to have them.
Strange.
Well, then at the same time, if you had a car that was like unique like that, they would buy it.
I suppose that means that you could go there once a year and it's generally different.
Yep. And then there was like a big bulletin board of all these celebrities that had purchased vehicles from there. Like John Cena bought like 3 different like a big one of those Buicks, like the muscle cars from back in the day.
GNXs or
Yeah,
Grand National.
And
I can't think what
4 no, that was an old. Sorry.
maybe it wasn't old, but something like that, where it's just they had a picture of the celebrity, their autograph, and the car they bought.
Anybody wants an old 442? Let me know. My dad's trying to sell one.
It's a nice car.
Very nice car.
The next thing I kind of breezed through was the military museum. They had some basically just trinkets. It wasn't a lot of vehicles. There were some tanks. Like one of the tanks was from one of the Charlie Sheen movies. I want to say Apocalypse Now, but that might not be right.
I think that is right. I think that's the one.
Yeah, he was in it.
Is that maybe that was it?
Or wait,
Or he was in
Charlie Sheen.
Platoon.
He was in Platoon.
He's in Platoon.
Maybe it was Platoon.
That might have been Martin Sheen, actually, in Apocalypse Now. I think that was Martin Sheen.
I don't know. There's a lot of Sheens.
Too many Sheens.
I didn't really pay attention to the military stuff. I kind of walked through. I was like, oh, that's kind of neat. And, just whatever. And then the next room was, again, like a whole middle area. Like we're talking like 20,000 square feet. Like it was pretty big. And then like the whole middle area is all just 2 rows of cars, bumper to bumper. And these are all muscle cars again. Yeah, basically just all muscle cars, kind of like the first room. These ones, I don't think they were for sale. At least they didn't have any price tags. And
You have to ask.
I'm sure you could have. And then the entire perimeter was movie cars. So like they had the Dukes of Hazzard car. Well, not in that room. And in this room they had the Terminator Hearst.
It's a strange one.
Yeah, it was neat. They showed the movie art where it shows like where the bullet holes have to be. So like they made all the cars identical because they had to match the bullet holes. So it was kind of neat to see how they did that.
So did that one have bullet holes in it then?
They had actual holes. I assume they weren't bullets.
Well, yeah, but it wasn't a restored Hearst that was like, oh, this is the same one that was on.
No, it was from the movie.
That's cool.
And then they had Marco Andretti's 3-time champion winning car.
You got to sit in that.
Yep.
Didn't you?
It has like a staircase up into it and like handrails so you don't fall into it.
Little kids can get in and out.
Yep. So you get into it and you can take the steering wheel and like put it in the hole so you can line it up to where it would be. I mean, it's kind of intimidating. You sit into it like I'm by myself, and like there's a handful of families, so I'm kind of nerding out over this Formula car or like Indy car, whatever. Yeah, Indy car. So then I'm like, kind of looking around, looking at everything, seeing like, I'm really low in here. Like I can't see shit. I can't imagine going 230 miles an hour in this.
So that one's old enough. It was manually shifted, right?
Yes.
So it had a shifter and 3 pedals.
Yes.
How tight is that?
It's extremely tight. Like your steering wheel's like obviously you can't see this on podcast.
Yeah, sorry.
Your steering wheel's right in front of you, and then your shifter's like within inches.
Basically, you touch both of them if you extended your fingers, right?
Yeah.
I'm guessing. Yeah.
And I can't remember. I don't think it was actually in there. Like it would have. Like there was a place where it would have been, but like everything was kind of taken out. It's like your pedals and stuff were not legitimate. Nothing really obviously worked.
Does it still have an engine?
No. Well.
No.
It looked like there was an engine. I couldn't tell you if it was like complete.
Probably empty.
Yeah. Yeah, it was intimidating to sit in that car. You kind of like being a gearhead like me. I'm just thinking, I'm going 220. Like this is, I get kind of heart racing thinking of what it would be like. And I'm sure any kid that hops in that car does the same thing. Some of the other cool cars that were there, they had the quote unquote Aston Martin from James Bond.
This is the car that you were disappointed about, isn't
I
it?
was so pissed off. I walk up to it and I'm like, something's not right. And it turns out it's not an Aston Martin. It's a Jaguar with a fake fiberglass Aston Martin body on it.
What doesn't make any sense to me is that, okay, I understand making a fake one because real ones are expensive, but why did they use a Jag?
Apparently they're on the same chassis or like the same.
Yeah.
So it was cheaper to make a fake body and then buy a Jag than it was to just buy the real thing?
Apparently.
Well, if it's the movie that is it Tomorrow Never Dies or what was the movie?
I think so. That sounds right.
They had both in the movie. They had the Jag and they had the Aston Martin. And since they were making them in the same factory, probably, it was cheaper to pull a Jag chassis off the line and put the Aston body on it and move on.
Yeah, because Jaguar does like your typical manufacturing facility and Aston Martin's hand built. And I maybe Jaguar's hand built, but I don't think they are.
So I think that's why they did it.
It
was
just seems
cheaper.
Like there would
It's when they were both owned by Ford. So
Right.
It just seems like there would have been a cheaper car to build it off of.
probably
like a
not for
Mustang
Ford. Probably not for Ford though. When I'm sure that they at the time they were sponsored by it, so they weren't paying that much for them. The film crew anyway. So it was Jag and Aston Martin got their name plugged throughout the whole movie, and so they provided cars.
Yes, it's just really weird to me.
Yeah, I was kind of disappointed when I walked up to him like, oh, it's an Aston Martin, one of my favorite cars. No, it's not. This is terrible. And then they had the Eclipse from the Fast and the Furious, which as I walked up to it, realized the car I own today is much better than that car. It's just, it was a stunt car, so I understand why it wasn't pristine. But like the body kit was riveted on like shit. The decals looked like crap. The hood didn't line up.
Haven't you seen the car in the movie? Like when you're watching it when you were 12, it's different. You come back as an adult and you're like, God, that car is not that great.
No, it's
I haven't watched that movie recently.
It's not a very good looking car. Like, it's not that well put together.
No,
you can tell from the movie.
When I was 14, I thought it was like this awesome race car, but it's not. And even if this was like how it was in the movie, it's not anything special. So I actually texted my buddy Josh and I said, "Hey, your bodywork blows these guys out of the water. This sucks."
They just got to make something that, if it's blurry in an action shot, is passable.
Yeah, and that's basically what it was. And then right next to it was Bumblebee from Transformers, and
that was the old Camaro, not the newer one, right?
the jalopy. And it was clear, like, it had fake rust on it, fake.
You trying to? Is that a dig at Michael?
No, like that's what they called it. Like it was supposed to be the jalopy beat up version.
Oh, okay.
So it had like fake primer on it and all that stuff, and it looked just like in the movie. And then next to that was the Eleanor GT500 from Gone in 60 Seconds. Flawless. There was not a scratch on that car. There was not a body line out of place. It was glass finish paint. It was exactly like you would expect it to be.
That car's really made like this strange place for itself.
Yeah, because that car, and again, when that movie came out, I was like 10 years old, so I didn't know. That car never existed as such until the movie came out.
The Nicolas Cage one.
Yeah, you're talking the new movie.
Yeah.
Because there's two of them. There's two Gone in 60 Seconds. But in the first one, it doesn't look like that one
Well,
does.
it's like a 73 Mach 1 Mustang.
Yeah. But
It's not a GT500.
no, and that movie car has created this like cult following around it.
Yeah.
That, one of the guys I work with, that's his dream car. He doesn't realize that that's not what that car actually looks like.
Right.
If you tell him GT500, you put a real GT500 and Eleanor in front of him, and you ask him which one's the real one, he's going to tell you it's Eleanor.
Right. And I didn't know that when I was 10 years old.
No, I didn't either.
I didn't learn that till later. But a lot of people still believe that. And I don't know actually if they're making that car anymore, or quote unquote making, if they're buying old Mustangs and turning them into
Somebody
Eleanors
was
anymore.
for a while.
Well, I think
they?
Shelby was, yeah.
Is that what the deal was?
Yeah, they were not cheap either. Super expensive. I want to say,
I bet you can go on eBay and buy a body kit.
I bet they were $300,000.
Damn.
Yeah, it's a lot of money. It's crazy.
That was kind of it for that room. I mean, there was countless different movie cars.
There was Speed Racer, and Robbie breezed right over.
That was in the next room.
Dick.
He totally forgot to take any pictures of it. He mentioned it. No, you had to bring it up. You said,
I brought it
hey,
up.
I saw Speed Racer on the website. Did you look at that? No.
No,
I didn't
I didn't
what is
really.
your problem?
Did
bro?
you not watch Speed Racer when you were a kid?
No,
Why?
Here he comes. Here comes Speed Racer.
it was almost too anime for me. Like it was that
It's a
that
little
type.
anime.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, but it's race
I
cars.
couldn't get into it.
Yeah, but when you're 5 years old, you'd kill to have that race car.
Yeah.
I won't argue with that, but I never got into that movie or show or whatever.
You know, I've forgiven you about not taking pictures of Luke Skywalker's speeder for me.
That was also
You know,
in that first room.
I've forgiven you. I've moved on from that, but I'm still mad about Speed Racer.
I'm surprised you're not more mad about Star Wars.
I thought he would
Nah,
be too.
because he's been a Star Wars hater since day one.
I'm not a-
so
For
whatever.
people that don't know, Robbie's really into dinosaurs or something.
I like
so-
Jurassic.
And I'm really
okay.
into sci-fi.
All right, I described this the other day to somebody. I said most people, like when they grow up, like kids like you were Star Wars guy. Like that was your go-to movie, Star Wars. Jurassic Park was my Star Wars because I did not get into Star Wars.
The shit out of me.
Yeah, see, I love Jurassic Park. That's still one of my favorite movies today. So like
The kitchen scene.
best.
Oh,
best
yeah,
scene
terrifying.
ever.
I
Fucking
literally was hiding behind the chair that my dad was sitting in when we were watching
Yeah.
that in the living room
Yep.
as a small
I'm
child.
gonna take a pass. I'm gonna take a pass on that.
That was such a good movie. But anyways, so then between that building and the next building, there was a Jurassic Park the Explorer sitting outside.
Damn it.
By
They
the-
took
by the
pictures
way-
of that, though.
By the way, outside where it should
Where
be.
it belongs.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the safari. But yeah, so I walk out to it, and obviously it's just got decals. It's basically stock. There's nothing inside that's like in the movie.
Do you think it was an actual movie car, or
No,
did
no.
someone make it?
Someone made it. Like there was no plaque with it. There wasn't anything special. It was clearly just here's a bone stock Explorer with a decal kit on it.
It's probably the maintenance guys.
Yeah, probably.
Vehicle.
I'm sure it costs like $4,000.
At least it wasn't the Mercedes ML. Do you remember that?
Yeah,
There was a Mercedes ML Jurassic Park, and I don't know which movie it
Jurassic
was.
World, isn't it? The new
the
one.
new one.
The new one's got MLs in it?
Yeah.
Not any of the old ones.
No, I thought one of the old ones had like
No,
the
the
original
new one.
ML.
Mercedes clearly threw a bunch of money at the new one because every automobile in it that could be was.
Yep.
Even like they had some big ones.
like the six wheel.
The GL, the G-Wagon 6-wheel thing.
No. They have like some semi truck.
Oh, Mercedes
some box
semi-truck.
trucks.
Yeah.
Some box
those
trucks.
too. Yeah, so I mean, I took a picture of it. It's kind of cool. I've always joked about getting a '93 Wrangler.
Oh, it's gonna happen.
Okay, it's not. Okay, I
when
lied.
you buy a 2-door RAV, we're gonna turn it into Jurassic
No.
Park. Yeah.
We're gonna get a '93 Wrangler.
Is that did they use that?
That's exactly the one they used.
I thought they were Explorers.
For which one?
No, I'm not talking the two that they took through the trailer. I'm talking the maintenance vehicle.
Oh, yeah, he's right. That was a Wrangler.
93 Wrangler.
I do remember that. Don't they tip it over or something?
Seriously, Chaz, you're calling me during a podcast again.
Every time.
Chaz.
I don't know what he could possibly want.
Okay.
He never calls me when I'm not recording.
He's probably mad at me yelling at him all week or all weekend.
The next room
Whatever.
had some. Again, it was the middle section was all muscle cars and cars you would see are relatively not uncommon to see, and then on the outside again it was all movie cars and really obscure cars. I'm trying to think of what his name was. There's a guy that had a bunch of these he's really famous in the hot rod world. He has these really obscure cars. Like one was a 28-foot guitar, drivable. It had 6 wheels in the front that all steered.
It was like a dragster type of thing.
Yeah,
wasn't it?
yeah. I still don't understand how that would
But it
ever...
was 8-wheeled? So that's
No. I think it was even more than that. It was 6 in the front, steered all that steered.
Yeah.
And I think there might have been 4 in the back.
Jeez, that's ridiculous.
And yeah, and it was 28 feet long.
Sounds like a lot of
Was
work.
that like the same guy that made the Munster Mobile and
I think
all
so,
that?
because he also made this Jurassic Park. It had nothing to do with the movie. It was just had a dinosaur head sticking out, and it was eating a block of an engine. I thought it was really weird. But then
If Robbie thinks it's weird, it's not going to appeal
It's
to many
dinosaur
people.
related. It's weird to Robbie. It's not good.
well, then they had They had the Ferrari from Miami Vice. They had
Which is
Which
not
is
a Ferrari.
not a Ferrari,
yeah,
apparently.
it's a
It's a
Daytona.
C4 Corvette turned
Yep.
into a Daytona, which I don't know if you can get it anymore, but that was a thing. You could get a kit for a C4 to turn it into a Daytona.
So I was flipping through Robbie's pictures, and I doubled back, and I was like, oh, wait, that's a Ferrari? And then, oh, okay, a Ferrari, and I flipped by, and I came back to it, because I was like, that didn't look like a Ferrari. And I'm looking at it, and I'm like, that looks like a C4 Corvette. Maybe that's... I don't know, I don't know my 80s Ferraris that well, and I just kept going. And then later, you guys are like, no, dude, that was...
A C4.
Yep.
Ferrari was pissed about that.
They should be.
They were pissed because it
blasphemy.
was 2 or 3 seasons that he drove that car in, and they were pissed. So that's why later on in Miami Vice, he has a white Testarossa, because Ferrari said, knock that shit off, we'll give you 2 cars.
I thought he had a 328.
No,
Or is that a different show?
Well,
You might-
they've redone it a couple times. You might be thinking of the newest one, because they did have the white.
He had a white
Testarossa.
Testarossa. That's the car
I've
that...
never watched it, so...
Yeah, Ferrari said, knock that shit off.
That
Here's
was
2
Miami
cars.
Vice?
Get rid of that
Yeah, yeah.
shit.
I could have swore that one of those is a 308 or a 328.
No, he had a full-blown Testarossa.
Yeah,
White one. Weird
Yeah.
color.
yeah.
Yeah, it's a strange color.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'll just kind of list off.
cocaine, Ferraris.
Well, it was in Miami. So you're in Miami. You have a
Miami, yeah.
white suit with a pink shirt. You don't button. If there's 6 buttons on the front, you button 3 of them. You leave the
You
top
gotta
3 open.
Comb your chest hair out.
Right.
The top
Yeah,
of
you
the
don't
shirt.
ever shave your chest.
No.
You fluff up the chest hair a bit, and then you wear your gold chains, and they get lost in your chest hair. And then you go out and drive down the beach in your fake Ferrari.
See, I figured it was all the white was a cocaine reference.
Well, maybe I don't know.
Well, that was when cocaine was really big in
That was
Miami.
the 80s in Miami. I mean,
Yeah,
even
that whole thing.
everybody was doing
That
cocaine
entire
in
city was built on cocaine
Well, I think
money.
Yeah.
I think the reason that they had white ones at the Ferrari factory is that people had figured out if you do cocaine on a white car, you lose the cocaine. So nobody was buying white. Well, you wouldn't buy a white Ferrari in the 80s. Are you out of your mind?
a white
no.
Ferrari.
No. Black,
That's a
please.
good point.
Black
Yeah.
or red.
So when I go through my 80s Ferrari phase,
Yeah,
I'll
so
have
they-
to make sure to get a different color.
That Ferrari forgot to mention that. No, it's not because we're pissed that you're using fake cars. It's because we can't get rid of these white Testarossas that we painted. Just take them.
That's awesome. Yeah, then they had just I don't want to list off every car that was there. So they had the Mad Max car. They had the Dodge Dodge Charger from Dukes of Hazzard,
Yep.
and they actually had the Confederate flag on top. They didn't censor
We
it.
clearly don't know what that was. So, yeah. We've talked about that in a previous episode. Michael and I couldn't
couldn't
think of
come
what
up
it was
with the
called,
name
and
of
you yelled
Confederate
at us
flag.
for it. I wanted to call it a Union Jack for a second.
Oh my gosh, that's right. Yeah, no, yeah. So that was cool. And then they had again the next room had a bunch of the first Countach I've ever seen in person.
You still love it?
It's all right.
Would you still take it over a Vector W8?
Yes.
It's because you haven't seen a Vector W8.
I don't want to talk about it.
My shirt's coming.
God damn it. Then next to that was another Shelby Series 1. And that was, again, it's just a cool car to see. They had Michael Jordan's Bentley in there. They had Britney Spears's, whatever, I think it was a Mercedes that she crashed.
Probably an SL or something.
Yeah, it was
That
not
sounds
even a
right.
nice one. It was one of the lower level.
Oh, SLK.
And that was also the room that had all the kids stuff in it. Like there was a SpongeBob boat with a big engine in
Cars.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, they had
Buzz.
they had
Lightning McQueen, that's
which
what
was
his
made
name
out of a NASCAR stock car, and then
Fitting.
they had Mater, a tow truck next to him.
We saw Mater at Good Guys.
Good Guys. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's been there a couple times, actually.
Yeah. Not obviously not from the movie. Somebody decided to make their own.
That's a
but
thing. People do that.
I guess, yeah. I've
Weird.
seen one.
I don't get it.
Yeah, and then there's the other cool one was I guess it's not a big deal. It's just like the truck from Dark Knight that has Slaughter on the side. I thought that was kind of
That's kind of cool.
It was off in the distance, like it was
Weird.
It wasn't like near all the other cars. It was off like in a parking lot, but you could see it said Slaughter, and I thought it was kind of funny. And then that was so it's kind of it. I don't want to go and list off all the cars that are there. I would say you need to go see this if you're in Chicago. It's wonderful. Like if you're either a car guy, a movie guy, or if you have kids, it's worth going to.
Yeah, I think I'll add it to my list of, because Katie really wants to go to Chicago, do the aquarium and all that.
Yep, and it's $15. That's it.
It's cheap.
Yep, and then next to it is like all the antique malls. And I actually found some really unique European car manufacturer glasses from like the 50s. So it has like Bugatti, Ferrari, all this stuff painted on
Great,
it.
I can spend money on things I'll never use.
Yep.
Excellent.
That's awesome. And then I also got some Playboy mugs that I thought were kind of cool. So yeah, I spent like a whole day there. First I looked at cars, and then I got some.
Well, you
stuff.
spent a whole day there, but you're used to tourist traps, so
Yeah, it was awesome.
the place was designed for you.
I feel sorry for your future kids.
You should.
They're going to go to all these
I'm going to take them to car
lame-ass
things.
tourist things.
Whatever.
All these alligator farms and whatnot.
Dude, if you've never fed a chicken to an alligator, you're missing out.
If you say so, we'll take your word for it.
So metal.
But no, I definitely go to this if you get a chance to. It's more for everybody rather than the Museum of American Speed.
Yeah, Museum of American Speed. If you want to bore your family to death, I would take them there.
But you'll have a good time.
You'll have the best time of your life, but your wife and your kids won't be very well, they have a toy area.
Katie was
Mildly entertained.
very well entertained.
It's probably because we were being morons.
Well, we are a fun
bit.
group of people to be with, but that's not the point.
There are toys there, but not really toys for kids. It's like toys for weird car toy collectors.
Oh, I forgot the last building before it kind of streamlines into the antique mall, obviously. And the last one was like cars like 1930 and newer, or maybe it's 1950 and newer. And those were the ones that were like in the $100,000 range. And even those, for like $100,000, they were not anywhere near as nice as the ones for 20. But
Is it just more rare stuff? Just kind of more random, more rare.
Just stuff that you've never seen before. If you have, it's not even in that good a shape.
All right, so last week we brought up the topic of Mansory and the
Mansory.
Mansory,
Not masonry.
not Mansory or Masonry.
Or masonry, as I thought it was. I thought it was
Mansory.
like bricklaying.
No, Mansory, and the atrocious things that they have done to humanity.
I'm convinced that they were more atrocious than they really are, but I mean, there's some terrible things, don't get me wrong.
I think the things that we were thinking of are they'll do like a press release, like, "Hey, we just did a new Panamera, and it's god awful." But that particular
and then
one
they
is
tone them back for their actual.
Yeah, like they'll take
like, for their
ridiculous.
website.
They'll take the ridiculous ones to like car shows and stuff, but they're not on the site.
Yeah, and I was trying to find them. I was having a hard time doing that.
So we did some more research on the company this week to see what all it is that they make, and I think we decided there's some stuff that they make that we would buy. There's
I
some
wouldn't go that far.
really. There's nothing there that you would buy.
If I got a really awesome deal, I would never pay retail for any of these cars. And I'm a carbon fiber nut.
Retail. I mean, I'm sure that these things are
You
in
can,
the
you can go on
millions.
eBay.
Yeah, it's
You can
unreal.
go on eBay and buy them for $3,000.
The kits?
Yeah, they had kits for the for some of the Mercedes, like the GLK or whatever.
Like
the
like,
SUV,
like full bumpers, everything, or just like
not
lip
the
kits?
G-Wagon.
No.
Yeah.
But the lower,
the GL.
the GL, for $3,000.
That's not bad.
That's not terrible then.
I don't know if they were carbon ones.
So that was the other thing that we learned is that they make tons of
They make
stuff.
all sorts
they
of
make
stuff.
it crazy. So we just thought
and everything's carbon fiber.
we just thought that they made custom cars, but they do. I mean,
They
obviously
make
that's a big part of their
guns,
business.
They make watches. They make jewelry. They make
Pipes.
pipes.
Yeah, did you see the pipe?
What are you talking
They have a
about?
carbon fiber
like a
pipe.
smoking pipe.
Yeah, smoking pipe.
Oh, right. Smoking accessories
Yeah, smoking accessories. They make an energy drink.
that you cannot get in the United
We're
States.
trying to procure some of their energy drinks so we can try it out.
I'm gonna see if I can get some of my German family to buy some and ship it here because it comes in fake carbon fiber cans. We have to have that,
They had. Did you
We do.
see the atrocious office furniture that they make?
and it's so expensive. It looks so
I know.
uncomfortable.
You pay like their chairs were anywhere from 5,000 to 15,000 euros for a chair.
€15,000. That's like 20.
One of them,
$20,000 probably.
it's about. Well, they're getting screwed right now. The exchange rate's about 1-to-1, but yeah.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
But still, $15,000 on an office chair.
Yeah. Did you see the one that was just carbon fiber?
Yeah.
And it was like $6,000.
Yeah.
I was like, if you hate people in your office and you're really fucking rich, you should buy that chair. Because they're like, I'm not going in there and talk to them. I'm not sitting in that chair. Why would you want to sit on a solid piece of carbon fiber for $6,000?
Not worth it.
So stupid.
Well, everything's kind of overpriced too, because even the polo shirt is 160 euro or 130 euro.
They take it. You can send them buy an iPhone from them that they have disassembled and then made the case carbon fiber.
Wait, did you send them
aluminum.
your phone? Or?
I don't know if I don't
okay.
know if you send them a phone or if you buy a phone. I'm not sure. But yeah, that's what they do.
The thing for me was the carbon fiber pipe is 900 euros. And you're not going to... Can you smoke? I mean, carbon fiber's resin. Can you heat it?
Well,
Is that a thing?
wasn't it technically ceramic? So I mean, it can handle heat.
It's probably ceramic with carbon wrapped around it.
Yeah, that's probably what it is.
I'm sure the internals are
Metal or
gotta be-
ceramic, one of the
yeah.
two. I don't know. I mean, what kind of person
Well,
are
it'd be
you
the
that
same
has
with
a $900
you
carbon
can't
fiber
build
pipe?
a gun out of carbon fiber for the same reason.
Right.
A carbon fiber gun barrel, that's not going to work long
But
term.
a gun's bigger than... Like, that pipe was only like an inch or two wide. Like, it really wasn't very big. I don't know.
I bet it's really hard to make, though.
It's got to be hard to make, yeah. Maybe it's surprising they can sell it for $900. I don't know.
I'm not on board.
I'd be surprised if they do sell it. I guess that's what I'm.
Well, I don't
They
know.
clearly have money to make all this. Their R&D department has money.
That's the thing that blows my mind. There's so much stuff on that website,
and they got to be selling it.
and the discussion that we had off air was that we decided they're selling it all to Dubai and Russia because
We're not buying this.
we're not buying it.
Robbie loves carbon fiber. Robbie loves carbon fiber more than just about anything else.
And if
And
Adam
he's
and
not
I
in.
if Adam and I were going to choose a website for Robbie where he has to buy everything in his life for the rest of his life,
Yeah.
it would be
I thought,
masonry.
as I'm
Masonry.
flipping through this, I'm sitting in the hospital, I'm flipping through this website, and I'm like, God, Robbie's gonna love all of this.
Fucking hate it. I hate it. I hate it so bad.
So
So
glad
there's
he does.
on on their website car wise that you would buy.
Do we? Oh, you guys just want
Money, no object.
You
Just
just
jump into
You just
it.
want to
Yeah.
jump into it.
Let's
All right.
Money, no
well,
object.
Tell me,
I guess we can
which
start.
car package would you purchase?
I guess I don't think I'd actually do it. I kind of liked the. I guess I kind of had three that I narrowed down.
Yeah.
We'll do that type of discussion. So here's three. The Ferrari 458 Speciale.
Yep.
It was basically just a lip kit. Like they really didn't do a whole lot to it, so it was really plain.
Yeah.
So it's just carbon fiber accents. So I was more on board with that one. Again, I hated their ducktail wing.
That wing was really weird. Was that the
I
one that
like
had
DuckTales.
that it comes up out of the middle?
Nope,
There's
I'm
two.
not- I'm getting
it's
to
not
that.
that
I'm
one.
getting-
Okay.
No,
No.
I can't.
I'm getting to it.
That angered me.
The other
as an Aero guy.
Yep. As the other one I didn't have a problem with was the Aventador. I hate all of their interiors. Every single one of them.
There's not an interior I would
Nope.
own.
No.
Terrible.
And I'll get to that later when we talk about my least favorite. And I got examples I want to share. But yeah, the Aventador I'm on board. If I had to buy one of these cars, I would buy the Siracusa 4XX. The
Yep. I know.
I like how that one looked.
Based on one of the Ferraris.
Ferrari FXX. Yeah, the
Was
FXX.
it an F? Oh, that was the FXX one, not the 458 that they had converted to a race car.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, so I would get the FXX one. I don't know what color I would do. I don't like the interior. And they do so much right, and then they do that stupid spoiler where it's cut out in the middle and defeats the whole purpose of having a spoiler.
Yeah, so it's kind of like a normal spoiler because it's got supports, but they're more towards the middle. They're kind of biased towards the middle of the car, and then they come up, and then the spoiler goes left and right. And they're not connected.
So there's nothing in the center.
Right.
Yep. So for the sake of argument, say it's 6 feet wide, 3 of it is missing in the middle.
Yeah.
It can't do anything significant.
No, and then what
aerodynamically.
pisses me off the most about it,
So angry. I love
the
it.
first paragraph about it, they talk about how they use the now I lost it. I mean, it's whatever. But they're talking about the lip kit for it and how it adds all this downforce. I'm like, you've never tested this. You don't know. That's like me buying some $10 piece of Duraflex and putting it under my car going, yeah, that is awesome downforce.
Well,
How the fuck would I know?
Here's the thing. They know the people they're selling these to are never going to fucking
No one's
drive
gonna
these
fact
cars.
check them.
Right.
No, absolutely
So they're
not.
just getting away with telling lies.
Yeah, no one's taking this on a racetrack.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, no, I do like that. Again, if they would make that wing completely a full wing, I'd be way more on board. And if I could have a bone stock interior and a plain one color car, I'm on board.
Well, here's the thing I wonder. I would assume you can have anything a la carte. So I assume you could go in there and
you
say,
just buy the body kit.
you guys-
you don't buy the package.
I assume you take the car to them though, or they can procure the car or something like that. I assume it's not all body kits.
I don't know.
They're doing some pretty.
Have my car.
Well, they're doing some pretty significant body work to some of these. I mean, some of these are completely carbon fiber cars, so they've got to work on them.
And that's the thing too. Like all the carbon fiber cars, I'm thinking, oh yeah, this is super cool. Like lightweight, it's gonna look good. I love carbon fiber. Fucking hate it. Like a completely carbon fiber car, I don't like it.
Did you find their carbon fiber menu?
Yeah.
Did you see the goofy types of carbon fiber that they have?
They have colored carbon fiber.
Yeah, really huge.
Well, not only
That's
that,
a
but they
thing,
had
though.
stupid like weaves.
Yep.
There were some of them that
Oh,
were
really?
like
I didn't look at it
triangular.
that close.
Yeah, they had like these weird triangular weaves, and then they had giant weaves. Like you could get, I don't know, let's say an inch, just for the sake of argument, like a giant weave like that.
Holy cow.
Like it's so big, it looks like diamond plate.
Yeah, yeah.
Really?
So the Ferrari,
That's
I think it was
crazy.
the 458.
No, I think it was one of the Lambos. The most obscure Lamborghini one is that way. It's like the diamond plate style carbon fiber.
It looks so weird. Like I'm looking at the car.
I have a really low quality laptop screen, so I guess I didn't notice that.
Yeah.
Well, the one that I chose was the Huracan because apparently you can get it in 1,250 horsepower form. I'm just kind of curious about that. And
Actually, so from the first day I looked at this, and then I looked at it again yesterday or the day before, they actually added something to their website.
What'd they add?
This power. The
power figures?
They sell a tuning module.
Yep.
They sell a plug and play module for boosting power numbers on stock cars.
huh?
Like
Like a literally plug it in and go.
a chip. They sell a chip.
Is that even a thing anymore that you can do?
Apparently it is.
Or is that the same thing as the aerodynamics? Yes, sir.
Well, I can
yes.
still- I can
you
still-
have 25 more horsepower, sir. Yes, you do.
So the first thing that anybody does when they buy a car now is they go, at least us, they go on eBay and they search eBay and they see what stuff pops up. And I can tell you that you can still buy a quote unquote chip for my S10, and I guarantee you that it is a diode that you put in there, and it makes the truck think that it's running colder than it really is, and it dumps more fuel into it, and it kind of goes faster.
By the way, let's dispel this right now. And unfortunately, the audience that does, or the people that do this are not part of this audience.
I hope.
You don't chip shit anymore. I just want to make that very clear. That was something.
Shipping has been dead since the 80s.
Yeah, that was something.
early 90s.
The very, very early computers. It just was what it was. So you literally put a chip in the board or changed a chip out to change the characteristics of the computer.
Yeah,
now everything,
my Omni, you could do that on.
Now everything is flash based, so you just change it. You change the saved
Just
program
like-
in the computer. Please,
It's like
dear
changing
God,
the background.
stop saying
It's
chipped.
like changing the background on your computer. You just change it.
Ugh, every time somebody says it, it's like fingernails on the chalkboard for me. Oh, I chipped it.
I hate chip
you
more
didn't.
than I hate stages, and stages drive me nuts.
Yep.
Hey, weren't we at that
It's
car?
stage 3, bro. What the fuck does that
Yeah,
mean?
we were at a Cars and Coffee one time, and the guy's like, "Yeah, it's stage 2," and he's like, I don't know what that means. That means absolutely nothing. Yep. Tell me what that is. Intake, exhaust, what?
Well, yeah, because it can change from
manufacturer to manufacturer.
So, like, because all I know really is Volkswagens for that kind of stuff. Is that APR stage 2? Is that Revotech stage 2? I mean, whose stage 2 is it, and what did they do?
Right. So please stop using that. Please stop using chipped. Anyway.
Back to
what we were talking about. It was an important digression, but let's go back to where we were. So I like the Huracan Trofeo.
See, I
just
chose
because it was so ridiculous.
I chose the Huracan as well because it actually most of it isn't bad.
Yeah, that's kind of
where I think it actually looks pretty good. And I also the not the Spider, but the hardtop R8. They made the carbon side blades, which you can get them carbon from Audi, but these are widened in a good way, and it's more aggressive. And I think if I owned an R8, I'd at least buy their side blades because I liked them.
And I think the Huracan Trofeo, had the roof scoop. I'm pretty sure that it did. I don't have the picture in front of me.
So race car.
Love hoods or roof scoops
when they're functional when they're
legitimate.
Yeah, I'm not going to put a roof scoop on
just
my
for the
S10.
sake of doing it, right?
We're not going to. Robbie, I'm surprised he didn't, but he's not going to graft a roof scoop onto the 240.
There's no need to.
But I love me a good functional roof scoop.
If I had a mid-engine or rear-engine car, absolutely.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, why not?
If I owned a Huracan,
yes, absolutely.
Yeah, I'm into that.
I'm all on board.
Yep. So, and then the other thing on that one is that carbon fiber was normal. So that was one of the few ones I could find at least the picture of where the carbon fiber was just normal carbon fiber.
I guess I didn't look at this close enough because I didn't see that.
Yeah, you should go in there and try to find that menu because there's like 8 different kinds of carbon fiber.
I'm going to double back on this.
And I will give them credit. It's very unique. Like, they clearly know what they're doing with carbon fiber.
They don't.
It's very high quality stuff.
Yeah.
I bet they've almost got to be doing OEM for somebody.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe they're just making carbon
it is
fiber
high quality, even if it's a rice style.
Yeah, maybe they're just really good. They've got their autoclave and they're OEMing for somebody doing something. I don't know. Maybe it's not automotive. Maybe it's aerospace or something like that, or airplanes. Who knows? But I'll bet you they're OEMing for somebody, and this is the CEO's son's
venture.
Yeah,
could be.
I could see that.
This is very well could be.
Yeah.
Okay, so. The bad, which is all of it, but actually, I have a least favorite exterior and a least favorite interior. Oh, I couldn't bear to look at any of the interiors.
There is no interior that's good, but I did choose one that I like least, and then I have a car that I like least. Okay, overall package.
Go with your 2, and then we'll go from there.
My least favorite exterior modification, the McLaren 12C.
Okay.
There's something about the lip that they put around the front fender that just pisses me off.
Robbie, do you have the website pulled up?
Yeah, I'm pulling it up right now.
So just try to describe it as best you can.
So
you're talking.
It looks like they took a piece of flat, 2-inch. I don't even know. It's just flat and just sticks out 2 inches all the way around the wheel opening on the front fender.
What?
And then it's like L-shaped.
So it's like a bent piece of angle iron or something?
It kind of looks like angle
Do you have a picture of it there, Robbie? Let me see.
I'm not a good one. Hold on.
It looks like angle iron, and it just goes around the front fender, and it doesn't fit anything else on the car, and even if it did, it would be bad. And it just angers me because I love the 12C.
Right.
And so I see that, and I was instantly seething.
It looks stupid.
Anything around the wide body fender flares looks like crap.
They I don't know what they were doing there, but
and if they want to go with the aerodynamic route, adding these little boxes on them is not going to help that at all.
Making the lip of your fender L-shaped did not help your downforce any.
No, it's
probably
add drag.
If we really wanted to get into the gnat's ass on it, it probably increased your drag coefficient.
It absolutely did.
All right, so what's your least favorite interior?
My least favorite interior is the G-Wagon, one of the G-Wagons. God,
yep.
I wish I was going to bring my laptop and I forgot it because I just came home from the hospital with my son today after a 2-week ordeal.
Oh, yeah.
So I was kind of out of
thinking about
podcast things today, so I apologize. But there's one of them, and the interior, everything is Eagle.
Oh my God! Are you kidding me?
No, it's so
Can you
bad.
try to find
No
that,
way.
Robbie?
Yeah.
I couldn't even bring myself to look at those.
I couldn't
It's
even
white.
find that.
It's the white G-Wagon.
Please find that.
Or maybe
I
it's
want
the
it.
Sahara. I think it's this. It is. It's the Sahara G-Wagon.
Sahara edition with the
Oh my
like,
God!
it's got like the camo outside.
Yeah,
Please-
so the
please open
outside's
that so I can
camoed,
see it.
and then like the dash and console are camoed, and then all of the upholstery looks like eagle feathers.
Do you have it there?
Fuck you, man.
Bring it. Oh my God!
It's so gaudy.
All right, so to try to describe this,
I don't know if that's even the right one.
Because, like-
is there a white one?
Yeah, hold on.
Is there a white interior?
Yeah, it's even worse. It looks. Here's how I'll describe this.
okay.
Think of the Oregon Ducks uniform on a seat.
Sports ball things that Michael and I don't
you
understand.
lost me on that. For those people that don't sports ball, I will try to describe it as basically think about this. Oh, it's worse
the
when you
white
see
one.
it.
The white one is so bad.
So the center of the seat, where your back would go, is plain. It's leather of some kind. The sides of it, where the bolsters are eagle's wings stitched in the
Then
leather,
find the front. Find the dash.
and then the
Because
headrest
the glove box
has an eagle stitched in it.
has the head of an eagle. The glove box is that way too,
Oh.
and then there's camo.
No. Oh, there's eagle feathers in the glove box lid.
But then
I
this
can't
is all
describe. You have
camo
to
here. This is all camouflage paint job.
please go to the internet.
It's bad.
We'll post it.
Mansory,
so bad.
Mansory.com. Mansory.com.
And then the car I liked least as an overall package, one of their Bentleys is pink.
Oh, I didn't go to that.
Oh,
one.
yeah.
It's all
yep.
pink, and then the interior is all pink and purple, and it looks like a Barbie car. And
That's your biggest thing against it?
it was my least favorite as an overall
As a
entire
whole.
package.
Okay.
The whole because they made poor choices in visual, and then they painted it purple.
I wonder if they
pink.
built that Bentley, that particular one, for Jordan, is her name. She's like a UK glamour model,
I would have said Paris Hilton.
and she had a pink Bentley for a while, and I really wonder if that's her car.
Could very easily be. Are you seeing it?
I'm not looking at that one.
Oh, you shouldn't.
It's I would avoid it.
Okay.
Burn your retinas.
All right, so on the G-Wagon line, They
So
have-
they have like 6 G-Wagons.
they have one that's called. Let me see, what's it called here?
Is this the 2-door?
Yeah,
They
God, it
did
pissed me
they,
off.
did they legitimately
Speranza.
did they legitimately chop a car in half?
There is not a 2-door G-Wagon.
So
Okay.
they take a. So here's the thing that makes me the most angry: 2-door G-Wagon. Just chop the
Could be
middle door. Could be really
amazing.
cool because
Oh,
we love
it'd be
2-door
so
SUVs.
cool.
I'm in. Like, and I like the G-Wagon. I'd never buy one because it's so freaking expensive, but I like the way that it looks. 2-door
See, I hate
G-Wagon.
'em.
I'm in. I'm in for a 2-door G-Wagon. Here's where it went wrong.
It looks
Somebody-
It's got like the Wrangler top.
Somebody was looking at a Geo Tracker and went, "Yes, yes.
We need that, but I want to
Can we
spend
make
$500,000.
Can we make
on it.
this in something that costs $500,000?" And so they took a G-Wagon, they cut the middle out of it, and then they kept going and they cut the back off of it as well, and they made it a soft top.
so bad.
It's so
bad.
stupid. It's so fucking stupid. Who would do that? And who bought it?
Yeah, that,
Because they didn't make just one.
no, they couldn't have.
Oh,
Did you look at it, Robbie?
Yeah, it's so bad.
When I saw that, I was appalled. I was just in my house going, "What the fuck is this?"
sometimes I wish you guys could see us.
this stuff,
Like,
yeah.
just be here with us.
We might have to start videotaping it.
God. We might
have to put it on
like,
YouTube.
have like a share screen of what we're watching.
Michael's like beat red. I probably am too because I'm laughing
Yeah.
so hard. God, it's
Anyway, I stopped looking at the website when I found that. I didn't look at interiors. I didn't look.
when we were
Anything
having
else?
our pre-production meeting. Michael was so mad because he was first time looking at the website. They make smoking accessories. He was so mad about it. It was so funny.
Oh. So anyway, that's
you.
That's all there is to say about that.
Robbie's like, damn it, those were all mine.
No, actually, I picked other ones.
Good.
I started looking at this. I knew like as soon as they started showing Rolls Royces, I was going to be kind of pissed off because there's no reason to ever modify a Rolls Royce.
Yeah, leave it alone, man.
It's a luxury vehicle. It's just don't fucking touch it. I don't even like Rolls Royces, but don't touch them. This one has like the most riced out interior I've ever seen. Is
this the Ghost or is this the full blown one?
Wraith Blue Rion.
Oh,
and it's I assume it's leather, and then it's got like either crushed velvet or suede, everything else.
of course.
And then it's got like they clearly took the time to put a light panel in the back of the behind the roof.
Headliner. Yeah.
Headliner. Good word. And it's all like stars. Like it's like the Starry Night.
So you say this, but I think unfortunately that may be a Rolls-Royce factory installed
the Starry
option.
Night thing, that's a Rolls-Royce.
Yeah.
Fuck you, Rolls-Royce. That's so stupid. It's so stupid.
No, that's
Do you
a
have pictures
factory
of it there?
headliner.
Yeah, they may have resurfaced it, but
All right, I hate that car, but the one I have the biggest problem
They
with.
use fiber optics. It's actually quite
Stupid.
quite
so
a deal.
stupid.
Yeah.
All right, my biggest problem with any of them is the completely carbon fibered out Aston Martin DBS. It's the Cyrus is what they call it.
Yeah, they have strange names for all of them.
It's the interior's awful. Like I'm all for a completely carbon fiber car, but they just fucking ruined one of the best looking cars ever made. I don't want to describe it. It's just everything on it is carbon fiber, but they changed it to have kind of like an aggressive wide body looking thing on it. It's got all these unnecessary vents that the actual Aston Martin doesn't have.
But they they talk about how it adds downforce or better cooling.
Yeah.
They talk about like they actually put some research into this, and I don't believe they
No,
did.
my biggest, to me though, it's pure blasphemy because they didn't improve the car in any way. They just made it worse. And like that, I don't know. The
He's at a
Cyrus,
loss for words.
I really am because I love the Aston Martin DBS. To me, that would be like, there's very few cars on this earth that I would buy, not change, not beat on. I would just drive it for the pure joy of driving it. And so when I see this, I get so upset. I love that car, and I hate this one right now.
Robbie's had a couple Aston Martin letdowns in the last couple of weeks. So we need to get, if you have an Aston Martin and you want to let Robbie look at it and it's stock.
Just let me sit in your Aston Martin DBS, and I'll
There's a
hug
guy in
you,
Ames that
give you a
has
high
a
five.
Vantage with a
That's close.
with a V12 and a 6-speed in it.
I honestly think that's the reason I like Casino Royale so much is because that car,
The DBS.
the Aston Martin DBS in the James Bond movie.
I have a DBS Hot Wheels for my son.
Good.
Aston Martin is one of the few companies that I think I respect the most as a manufacturer. Like it seems like, except for the new car, actually. I take that back.
Are you talking
The
the
New
DB11
car, I don't like the new car.
No, it's one of those. It's like one of those things where when people think all Ferraris are good looking and they're not, you think it should be good looking, but the more you look at it,
I don't really know exactly what it is either, but there's something very weird about it.
well, I think unfortunately what they tried to do was just restyle the last car instead of kind of starting over because it went from the DB7 to the DB9. That was a big change between those two cars. It was obvious that had been restyled, and then it seemed like when they went from the DB9 to the DB11. They just kind of fiddled with the original car.
It's because they spent all their budget on the motor.
But they were supposed to have AMG motors, and they don't all of a sudden. Now they've got those 5.2, I think,
V12s.
V12s with
Twin
turbos.
turbos.
Yeah.
Yeah, they spent all their money on these new motors, which are supposed to be glorious, and I'm sure they are. But then they're like, shit, we don't have any budget.
Well, I think
Let's
the other
just take
problem-
that car and change it slightly.
The other problem, too, is I think, and I'm going to be wrong, but I think Fisker may have designed the DB9.
He's got an eye.
And he's good. He is quite good. And now I think Fisker's on some other venture, and it may not have been
Him and
Fisker
Bob Lutz are hanging out
doing,
together.
yeah, which is great.
It can't end poorly.
I can't go wrong, but I think that maybe they're slightly lacking in the design department, even if it wasn't Fisker, if it was somebody else.
It's really hard to step up from that car, and so they should have tried to go somewhere completely different.
They made
Because
that car for a
restyling
long
it's
time, though.
just going to make it worse.
They made that car for a long, long time, and I think that they realized they're like, shit, maybe we should just let's put this off for another year. Let's just keep
their
making
sales
this car.
numbers had to have been just falling off
Yeah,
because
but do you remember the Virage, which was kind of similar but different? That's when their line started getting really weird because there was like 3 different cars and they all looked the same. But the Virage was really good looking, but it was obviously kind of a restyle. And I really like that car. Like if I had the money to buy an Aston Martin, I may have bought a Virage because it just looked really good and it looked modern. But this new car is kind of a mess.
Aston Martin's figured out something that a lot of other car manufacturers in that arena haven't. when they did the 177 though. That was a hyper exclusive car. It was wildly expensive. It was handmade, and they didn't have any problem selling all, whatever extremely low numbers of them that they made.
Yeah.
And I think there's a lot of people that try and do that and don't
it was
get it.
Gorgeous.
Oh, it's fantastic.
And maybe it was the same designer, I don't know.
It's fantastic.
Yeah, the great looking car.
So
Okay, and then to wrap up on Mansory, there is the unanimous worst car. Adam, you want to
that's the
with the stupidest name.
describe it to me? Give me.
So
give me a word picture.
It's called the Chopster.
Yep.
Okay, picture a Porsche Cayenne. Granted, and I'm a Porsche defender. I'm the only one in here who defends a lot of modern non-911 Porsches. The Cayenne is not a good-looking vehicle. I said it.
Yeah.
We're moving on.
We're on board.
Yeah,
Trust
you
me.
guys are with me.
We're not. This is us not arguing.
I would I would own one because I think that the GTS is awesome.
Stupid.
And you can
Move
get it
on.
with a 6-speed.
All right, go back to this Mansory.
Stupid.
But Mansory took one, and then they chopped 2.5 inches out of the top of it and brought it down, and then they put this really bad veil side wide body kit thing on it.
It looks like something you'd get off of eBay for $300.
Yeah.
It's something you would put on a shitty Civic
Yeah, it should have been in the Fast and the Furious, the original one.
or worse.
The whole car should have been. Why?
Why would you take 2.5 inches out of the top?
What's the point of
I'm
chopping
really
it at
confused
all?
by it.
It's not, like if you're gonna chop something, 2.5 inches is not enough. Like if you're gonna go that route,
Go
chop
that
it.
route.
Chop it.
Because when you look at it, you look at it and you go, man, there's just something weird about it.
Yeah, it screws up the proportions of it somehow.
But you
does a
don't
weird thing to it.
realize, that thing's been chopped.
Yep.
When I was reading through the description, I looked at a picture. I was like, there's something strange. It almost looks like a station wagon. And then I'm reading through the description. Oh, it says they cut 60 millimeters out. Scroll back up. Yes, there we go. That's what happened. They went a stupid direction and didn't take it far enough to make it make sense.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, it's got underbody lights on it.
Oh, Robbie approves now.
No, I
That's why
don't.
Robbie likes
no,
it.
I don't. But I just thought it was funny.
And Chopster's what you name a 49 Merc.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
not what you call your new
or your
Porsche.
or your stretched out 8-hanger
Yeah.
Harley.
It's a stupid name.
It's my Chopster.
Yeah. I don't get it.
I don't
So
either.
if you want a good laugh or you want to just kind of
If you want to hate the internet
if you want
and,
to
and people,
if you want to bask in the glory of money wasted, go to Mansory.
If you want to feel really bad,
3 different go-kart or golf carts,
Yeah.
a jet ski, and a motorcycle that are all solid carbon fiber that we haven't even talked about.
I'm not against the solid carbon fiber jet ski.
I don't like the motorcycle.
I'm not against it.
I don't like the motorcycle and the golf carts that don't make any sense, but the jet ski
No.
actually is pretty sweet.
you know what the golf cart's for? It's when you go to the golf club and you're having a gala, as you do when you're when you're
You do have galas.
rich as fuck, okay? And what you do is you can park up over here, and then a gentleman will come along with his carbon fiber golf cart, and he will pick you up and escort you to the gala, sir.
So you've brought your Mansory Wraith.
Mansory.
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 We're really struggling with the name, but
We've
continue.
never gotten it right.
I don't think we
I don't fucking care.
about your
You
Rolls
had
Royce.
someone bring you in your Wraith that's been carboned out, and it has stupid headliners, and then you get out of that car,
Yeah.
and then you get into your golf cart, and someone
Yep.
takes you the rest of the way from
Right.
the drive to where you're holding your gala.
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying? That's
or like a wedding. Like if you're again rich as fuck and you're having a wedding and you're having one of those outdoor weddings, you can't. First of all,
can't
you're
be
wearing
expected to
$800 Dolce and Gabbanas. Fuck me, I'm walking in the.
You're not
in
getting
the
those
grass.
dirty.
Screw you, sir. Okay,
You might get a grass stain on it.
right. That's absolutely out of line. So what you do is you buy $15,000. Well, it's probably more than that. It's probably like $50,000 golf cart, and we pick up Sir and Madame, and we take them to the tent over there.
I'm the eccentric rich guy who comes flying across the water hazard on my carbon fiber jet ski and just makes
Launches.
a fucking entrance.
I'm not against that. All right, I'm kind of. I feel so bad about life right now. I feel like I just went through like a Ricer magazine, but it's like everything's so expensive and stupid. It's such a letdown.
He's mad. Let's move.
Let's
Let's
move
go
on.
to the news.
Robbie will feel better if we move on.
yeah,
So now
let's
it's
just
time.
got some
It's time
good
for the
stuff.
news.
Let's talk about some cool
It's time for
stuff.
there's cool stuff in the news.
There is. This is a good week. For being kind of like a slow week, there's some cool stuff.
There was some cool stuff.
I like it.
This first one, Adam, why don't you run with this? This Ducati winglet thing they've come up with.
So if you look on a couple of different modern motorcycles,
This is
like
MotoGP.
MotoGP
Yeah.
car, and then like Kawasaki has that supercharged bike that they make that they can't race anywhere because it's too ridiculous, but it has them on there too. They have these winglets, which are kind of like a front spoiler or a front canard.
Yeah, it looks
for
like
a motorcycle.
It looks like a splitter from a Formula One car. It's big like
they're
that.
like canards on time attack cars.
Yes.
Up above the wheel,
Yeah, where the headlight is.
but right
basically.
below your hands.
Yep.
Right, and what they say is that this makes downforce, helps keep the front end down, because MotoGP bikes make like 250 horsepower
Yeah.
and they weigh like 12 pounds, and they're terrifying vehicles. And I'm sure that it is really easy to just flip yourself over the wrong way. Just
You can
Game
do that.
over.
You can do that on a bike that you could go down the street and buy. You get a $200,
so imagine-
200 horsepower super bike. They have they have electronics specifically designed to not
Anti-wheelie.
flip you over.
it's crazy.
Like, even an R6, I mean, you're popping wheelies without even trying.
But then somebody much smarter than I am did the math on it, and they said that those are not effective unless they're doing
185.
185. And so everyone's like, well, what are they doing? Is it just to be cool? Well, apparently some of the other riders, other teams who have been behind these Ducatis have been complaining because since the introduction of this bike, if you get behind it, it creates such turbulence that you almost will get thrown off of your motorcycle. And that's really saying something, because MotoGP riders are the best motorcycle riders in the world. And they don't just get thrown off of their motorcycles.
No.
Driving. I mean, I understand they're doing 1,000,000 miles an hour, but they don't just get thrown off their motorcycles.
No. Yeah.
So what it is believed is that Ducati's little winglet actually creates turbulence behind the motorcycle so that you cannot draft them.
And that's actually
It's such an Italian thing to do.
It's amazing.
and that's how it's coming across. Like, that's actually how it's playing out. And I was doing more research on this, that back in 2010, this is not the first winglet that Ducati has designed. They had
Doesn't surprise
Love
me.
it.
We don't
Love it,
we
love
don't-
it, love it.
We don't remember that.
This-
no.
this is
the
a-
first
Forgot
one.
about it.
No,
this is definitely the first.
This is they had a Formula One engineer, Alan Jenkins, come in, an aerodynamics consultant, and the original winglet
That's the job I want.
is about half as wide, and it has like on the new airplanes they have the winglets going up.
Yep.
These
at
have
the end.
these have winglets going down. So
That's not going to make any downforce.
it's not anywhere near as big as the new one, and the so there's no like the argue of having downforce at 185. That's not even a thing on this. It's that they're that small. These ones actually were functional because these engines were notorious for overheating. These would create a that the winglet would create a low pressure right next to a radiator, and it would be able to suck in air and not choke itself out and overheat. So back then, that one made perfect sense. It didn't affect the drivers, or the riders, and that's where these originally came from. So then, fast forward 6 years later, they make them bigger.
So they made them hoping nobody would be any of the white. They just looked they're just trying to keep their bike cool again. I get it.
Yep. So yeah, they did argue that even the new one does that, but I don't think it does it anywhere near as good as the smaller one did. And then now it's much more dangerous for everyone else.
Yeah, so unfortunately, fact of the matter is MotoGP racing is dangerous enough as it is. Yep. So this is going to get outlawed. And
in no time.
As much as I love it, I think it's probably
a good thing.
It's probably the right thing to do is
you
to
can't
not allow them to do this. But it's just so funny to me.
It's what is with the Italians and cheating at racing?
Smokey Eunuch is looking down upon these guys and being like, I get it.
We just talked about the Lamborghinis cheating.
Yep.
At not Le Mans,
Daytona.
Daytona. Yeah. The Italians just can't just go out there and race cars.
Bunch of fucking pricks.
No, yeah. I mean, really, if you want to keep your wheel down, it's going to take a gigantic wing, and then you're defeating all the purposes of having it. So,
you want to see? Yeah, we're not going to go there.
Okay. All right. Never mind.
All right. So that's all on the Ducati.
I'm not ready to go there yet.
So next thing is one of our favorite small automakers has a new factory.
Oh, God.
Or they're close. They're really close to
They're building.
Things are happening.
TVR.
TVR
is going to start making cars again.
They make the
Cigaris?
I would move to
Wales.
England for no other reason than
To have a TVR.
I could own a TVR. Like, that would be reason enough to deal with all the bullshit that they apparently deal with, whatever.
Healthcare, this, that, politics,
whatever.
yeah.
I mean, we have all those problems here now, too, so whatever. Give me a TVR.
And when you go there and get a TVR, you can get one for like $5,000.
Yes, because they're not.
It's because they've been making them for
They're Corvettes
forever.
there.
Yeah.
They're just whatever.
Exactly. You could sell it right next to a Corvette.
We should ship some over because there's some 25-year-old ones, and I don't know why we aren't all cruising out in TVRs.
Tell the entire world about our business.
Sorry,
Don't just
we can edit that out. Let's edit it out.
I didn't realize that they're like in 2017. That's their 70th anniversary. They've been around that
They've
long.
been around a hot minute.
Yeah, they've been around.
Because I only knew the TVRs like in the 90s.
They made a car that was so fast and so dangerous that they decided they shouldn't make it.
Sounds awesome.
And this is a company whose cars are notorious for killing people.
Yeah.
Like they're the front wheel, or they're the front engine Porsche is what they are. Like, they are driver's cars for men.
Yeah.
And they made a car that was so dangerous by their standards that they decided they shouldn't make it.
So it sounds like they're going to get I think they're looking at a building and they're looking at a plot of land at the Circuit of Wales.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
they'll be on a track, which is not a bad thing.
And the Circuit of Wales is getting an ungodly amount of financing they want to make a research park, which to me, what a brilliant idea. Do you know of any other racetracks that have research parks? Because this is an ongoing issue. Like the company that makes the Formula One transmissions, I don't know how they test any of their shit because they're in the UK too, but you got to be able to test your shit somewhere. So you got to drag it to a racetrack.
They probably put them on a rig and just run them through a simulated track.
Yeah, like a test stand.
But
think rolling road.
Right. So that may not be a good example, but think of something that you'd actually want to test on a track. You're a manufacturer. I want to test this on a track, but I can't afford to buy a track.
That's why they shut down the Nürburgring for that sort of thing, though.
Yeah, but if you could rent a space and have your manufacturing facility at the track along with a bunch of other people, and you just sign up to rent some time at the track, that's a brilliant idea.
That's what Koenigsegg did. They're on an old airfield.
Yeah. I don't know. I just maybe me just.
I think you're right. You're absolutely
I think it's
right.
a good idea. I just like the idea of it. Plus, I don't know.
Seems like a good way to keep your racetrack open because that seems to be getting harder and harder and harder to do now.
Right. If all your manufacturers are booking up all your time during the week when nobody wants to race,
all these people who move in on a track that's been there for 50 years and build a housing development and then complain about the noise and get it closed.
Yeah, let's not go there.
God, it makes me
That's
so
happening
mad.
at the Corvette Museum.
I know
Yeah.
it is, and that's why I'm pissed off about it.
Yeah, it's get a fucking clue. Okay.
Oh, there's a racetrack on the other side of the hill.
Corvette Museum. Let's live by there because that'll be quiet.
Me and my Prius, and I hate your. Oh, just
Yeah. So back to the subject.
sorry.
So the TVR is building a facility in Wales. Aston Martin also is building a facility in Wales. I think that's kind of not necessarily hand in hand, but they're kind of.
So when we end up not being able to move to Australia because we finally accepted the fact that everything there is going to kill us and it's just not good for us long term,
I refuse to accept that.
we're
I
going
won't
to go to
accept it
Wales. And Wales is Plan B then,
Okay,
right?
that's fine.
Are we
Fine.
good with that?
Okay.
All right, cool.
Why is it that countries that drive on the wrong side of the world seem to be better? Wrong side of the road seem to be better.
Because they're just more fun.
Apparently.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then last little bit on it, TVR. They haven't even finished the design of their new car.
But it's going to be great.
It's
I want it.
they've already taken orders, and they have already secured in excess of 350 deposits.
Perfect.
They sold all their 2017
They
cars.
They don't even have one yet, and
No,
they've sold
they
them
sold all of them.
Perfect.
Then they also have what they claim to be an F1 inspired ground effect technology, and a V8 Cosworth engine is going to power it. It's going to be awesome.
Wait for this, Adam. Cosworth V8 supercharged.
Yeah, I know. It's
One
bad.
more. Gordon Murray designed.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. There's nothing wrong with this.
Here's some more
It's going
stuff
to
for
be
you. Here's
absurdly
some more stuff
expensive.
for
I
you.
can't afford it.
Here's some more stuff for you. 2,400 pounds.
Where are you finding all this at?
Manual gearbox only.
Good.
Flat underbody. Completely flat underbody. Are you ready for this last one?
So
You ready? Are you ready?
I
Hold
don't
on.
think I am.
Are you ready for this
I don't
last
think
one?
No.
They're wanting to sell it in the American market.
God damn it.
Yes.
Ugh.
I love the concept art.
It's like they crawled inside of my head
We're going to make this guy a car.
And we need to make this guy a car.
No, I really like the concept art. There's again the back's kind of too much of a Chrysler Crossfire to me, but obviously they're probably not going to do it this way. So I'm really on board with this. I like it a lot.
All right, last piece of news. The 124 Abarth, we got some additional specs on that this week.
And we're just mad about it.
Yeah, I don't know. I felt like they had an opportunity to do some cool things, and they didn't, because the U.S. market is only going to get 160 horsepower, which is the same as the stock car, and we're not going to get the Brembos as standard on the Abarth.
I don't understand it. It just doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't seem worth it.
Let's make a performance version of a car, but then not make it really any better.
So I've been trying to rationalize this all week because, I'm really struggling with this. Trying to rationalize it. So I've come up with two things. First of all, this is going to put it as the same spec as the Miata Club thing. So it's in the same spec, but with the bigger, more powerful motor. Or smaller, but more powerful. The second thing is, I think it's an EPA issue.
It almost guarantees.
Because I would guarantee you that in that other setup, the one that made 10 more horsepower, they would have to get that motor put through the EPA testing again, and they would have to pay for that. And my understanding is that is a hugely expensive proposition, and it doesn't mean that the EPA is going to approve it. So that they looked at it and went, well, we can just skip all that nonsense if we put the same tune on the Abarth motor as we do the stock one.
I guess thankfully that's why we have the aftermarket, and because it's a turbo car, we can call up somebody and they can just give it
make
10
as much
more
power
pounds
as
of boost, and we can chip it.
So to try,
it'll be fast.
Damn it. So to try to make myself feel better about this terrible, terrible news, I started doing some research as to what people can do with the 1.4-liter Fiat Multi-Air. And apparently, you can get 50 horsepower and 60 foot-pounds of torque. This is a 1.4-liter engine, by the way, that already makes 160 horsepower. You can do an additional 50 horsepower and 60 foot-pounds of torque with just a tune.
It's amazing what manufacturers leave on the table with their tunes these days.
I'm sure the emissions just go
Yeah,
just
it
complete
has
to
to
shit.
be
Whatever,
emissions.
moving on.
Yep, doesn't matter.
So yeah, I'm really disappointed in it.
I don't know.
Do you think they'll make this new Miata
The Tiger top thing?
the fastback?
What did you say?
Isn't it the Tiger top?
Targa?
Targa?
top?
Whatever.
Targa top?
It's a fastback.
Did you even watch Fast and the Furious, bro?
No.
Driving down the road, there's a semi-truck, she flips the top off, it's a Targa.
That's what I meant.
Except that's not what this is either. It's
No, this is a folding
it's
thing.
a folding
Oh,
Targa top.
now I'm less on board. I thought it was a Targa top.
No, it's
Well,
folding motorized fastback thing.
it's kind of like a Targa, though, because it only takes the center section out.
Yeah, I know, but it's motorized, which means it's heavier.
Right.
It's dumb.
It's
If I
like
could
100 and
manually
some
remove
pounds.
it, $10 says someone's already got one and they're working on how to take all that stuff out and make a manual
have a-
remove thing.
Well, it can't be that hard
No,
to
they
make
will.
that.
They'll make it. But do you think they'll make that as a 124? Because that would be a pretty sweet one.
No.
I don't think they will, but
Yes, I don't think
This is
they
my
will.
dream.
No.
Someday we'll live in a world where they can do stuff like that.
So, I haven't placed my deposit on one because I want to drive it first.
You even went to a dealership, talked
to the
to them.
dealership, talked to
They
them.
basically told them to come back
They
next
didn't even
month.
take my name. Came in there, hey, you got a car coming out. You're going to be ordering them next month. Why don't you tell me when they come in?
It's because
Didn't even take my name.
I wouldn't give you the time of day either, because you're not going to buy a car from me.
No, I'm probably not going to buy a car from them. If they had actually made the car that I wanted them to make, maybe I would. That's their own
I don't know.
problem.
Yeah, I don't know. There's a whole other topic we don't even want to get into. So
I guess I'm just going to have to buy an Alpha 4C, move on with my life.
yeah,
Because it's much better.
for sure.
Much
Let's do
better.
this.
Even at double the money or more.
Worth it.
Totally worth it.
Worth it.
100%.
Sell all the
So
things.
much carbon fiber.
Sell
Carbon
everything
fiber
you
floor,
own.
Carbon fiber tub, carbon fiber wheel.
Yeah,
I love it. I'm not really, a huge fan of the car, but
it's
I
good carbon
I
fiber.
really like it.
It's not Mansory carbon fiber.
No.
It's good carbon
It's
fiber.
the good kind. It's the normal kind. Structural kind.
I think forevermore we are going to refer to, anytime we have something that's really bad, that's what we're going to refer to. It's Mansory bad.
Ooh, I like it.
Oh, that's gonna
Share it
that's-
with share it
that's
with
our
your
thing.
friends. Share
That'll
it with your
stick.
friends.
Yeah.
All right, should we wrap this up?
Yeah,
I
need
think
to-
so.
All right, find us on all our social media. Find us at tenthspodcast.com and find us on Instagram and Facebook. And we'll catch you guys next week. Oh, it's our 10th episode, by the way.
It is our 10th episode.
I totally forgot.
We forgot to talk about
We made it 10 episodes.
It's the Decasode.
It's the Decasode. So happy Decasode.
Michael doesn't want to call it.
Wow,
Robbie doesn't want to call it.
don't call it that.
It's the Decasode.
Thank you to all of our listeners that have supported us to the Decasode. And
When we do our 100th episode, it'll
No,
be
It's
now
20
no one's
the
going to listen.
Hexasode.
They're going to think of us as idiots
The
for calling it a
Hexasode. It'll
decasode.
be
Is-
I'm
kilo-
out. No more.
I want to get to a
wait.
kilosode.
Is 20 Decasode? Oh, shit. We got to get to our Decasode, Robbie.
Do Decasode.
Yeah. All right. Thanks for everybody that supported us up to this point. Talk to us on social media.
Yep. Shirts are going to be ordered pretty soon.
Become the listener of the
Call
week.
us some shirt. Or buy a
And
shirt.
buy some shirts from us, and we will catch you guys next week.
Whose hair is this?
Is it curly or is it
weird.
It's long.
It's
So
weird.
it's probably mine from a pubic mane.
He likes to comb it.
Pubic mane.
Pubic mane.
That puts bad mental images in my head.
I could put real images in your head.